Know yourself. Define yourself. Own yourself. Because if you don't, someone else will. And they will use what they know about you against you. It's your favorite pirate captain. It's your favorite goddess king. It's your favorite auntie uncle. It's your favorite hood healer, high priestess, motivational dominatrix, LadySpeech in the place to be. And I want to welcome you back to my channel. You could be anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, you are somewhere in the world. And you're also choosing to share a little bit of time and space and attention with me. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling any of this, if you're feeling any of me, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, baby. And make sure you hit the notifications bell so you can keep up with all of my shenanigans. So you can keep up with all of my shenanigans. So you can keep up with all of my shenanigans. Now, let's hop into today's video. Shall we? Now, I don't want to take up all your time, but I did want to take up a little bit of your time. This word on my heart has been here for a couple weeks. I posted about it a couple weeks on my Facebook page, and it came up during this most recent Sunday service session. But it is as simple as what I said in the beginning. Define yourself for yourself. Get to know yourself for yourself. Own yourself. Because if you don't, there are people in this world who are hell-bent. There are people in this world who have made it their life's purpose. There are people in this world who are so nefarious that all they do is they spend their time getting to know people. They spend their time getting to know people better than they know themselves. And then they proceed to use that information against them. There are people who invest in training people to define themselves according to what they want, not according to what that individual wants. They have mastered the art of making people define themselves according to what they want, and then they proceed to use that information against you. There are people who recognize folks who refuse to see the problematic aspects of themselves. There are people who recognize people who refuse to see their problematic aspects. There are people who make it their business to observe people like this, to get into the lives of people like this, and then they proceed to use that information against them. There is immense power in defining yourself. There is immense power in knowing yourself. There is immense power in owning yourself. Like I said, there are people, and sometimes they exist in positions of being your family. Sometimes they come in the form of spouses, of love interests. Sometimes they come in the form of co-workers, of bosses, of people who are subservient to you in regards to a job hierarchy. There are people who are always paying attention. There are people who are always paying attention. Some people are paying attention because they're hypervigilant. Some people are paying attention because they mean you harm. Some people are paying attention because they mean you all the good in the world. The fact of the matter is, no matter why people are paying attention, Folks are paying attention, and you are not hiding as much as you think. There are many of us, for whatever reasons, we walk around and we wear the mask. We mask every day. Some of this is due to the fact that many of us are neurodivergent, and we have learned that masking is a way to keep us safe. Some of us are masking because we are truly afraid of what is up under that mask, and we don't want to show it to the world. Some of us are masking because we've got a lot of problematic things that we are absolutely not working on, and we don't have any desire to show that to the world whatsoever. Some of us are masking because we've got nefarious, malicious intent, and we are looking to do nefarious and malicious things to people, and it works better when you mask. There are a lot of us who wear a lot of masks for a lot of different reasons, and a lot of those masks are quite effective, and a lot of those masks work. However, not all masks are 100% effective all the time. Not all masks are 100% perfect all the time. There's going to come a time, a space, and a place where that mask slips. And 99.9 out of 10, there's going to be someone around to see that. All that to say, there is power in knowing yourself, defining yourself, owning yourself. There is power in knowing where you are magnificent. There is power in knowing your strengths. It does no one no good, especially you. It does you no good for you to deny how talented you are. It does you no good to deny how magnificent you are at something. It does you no good to deny your strengths and where you excel. It does you no good. It does you no good. It does you no good. It'll get you in a position where you are using some of your greatest talents for someone else's dreams, for someone else's goals, for someone else's life's purpose and not your own. You'll put yourself in a position by doing that where you are using and putting out all of this good energy. You are doing all of this great work for someone who cares less about you than they care about a piece of paper that they're using. It does you no good to not own where you are magnificent. It also does you much harm to not own where you are problematic. It does you more harm than you think not being accountable for where you are messed up, where you are the villain, where you are not a great person. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's problematic. Your favorite guru, guide, spiritual teacher, including me, is problematic in some way, shape, or form. Your mother is problematic. Your great-great-grandmother, yes, the sweet one that always baked pies and had hugs for you, problematic somewhere, somehow, is a villain in somebody's story. Everybody problematic. Everybody got something they need to work on. Everybody. No one is exempt. It does you much harm. It does you no good not to own these things. Because just like we talked about on the flip side, if you don't know your greatness, if you don't know your strength, someone will exploit you for those things and use it for their own gain. Well, on the flip side, if you don't know where you're problematic, if you don't understand where you are harmful, if you refuse to take accountability for those things, those too can be used against you. Someone else can come in and manipulate you easily and cause you to cause harm to yourself, to your loved ones, to innocent people, to people they want you to harm, even though maybe these people have nothing to do with you. When you do not own yourself, when you refuse to define yourself, you are susceptible to people who would use you as pawns and puppets. And it's easier than you think. It's easiest when someone doesn't know who they are. It's easiest when someone who doesn't define who they are. It's easiest when someone who doesn't own who they are. And all three of those are absolutely necessary. Knowing yourself is important. Knowing the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. Knowing where you are strong and where you are weak. Knowing the things you need to improve on. Knowing how you've worked on things. Knowing the parts of you that need healing. Knowing the parts of you that are in need of repair. Even if you are not able to work on those things or not, knowing these things will save you a lot of heartbreak. It will help you get through a lot of heartbreak. It will help you avoid situations that will bring heartbreak. And it will help you look back on mistakes and situations that were harmful to you, and you will be able to learn from them and glean valuable information from them. Defining yourself is important because you contain multitudes. You are forever shifting and changing, growing, and being affected by new traumas, by new groundbreaking epiphanies, by breaking cycles, by healing. Every day you're shifting, you're morphing, you're growing, you're becoming, you're blooming. A part of you is dying. Defining yourself gives you the power to move into the directions you want to move in your life. Defining yourselves gives you the power to move out of and away from things in your life that no longer serve you, that are no longer appropriate, that are no longer part of who you are. It's not enough to just know yourself. It's not enough to just define yourself. You have to own who you are. Owning yourself makes it harder to manipulate you. Owning yourself makes it easy, if you do fall victim to manipulation, it makes it easier for you to get out of that situation. Owning yourself allows you to take accountability and responsibility for your actions and for the things that you have control over and for the things that you contributed to. This gives you prime real estate in regards to the healing space. Owning yourself allows you to control your future. Owning yourself allows you not to be controlled by your past. It is not enough to know yourself. It's not enough to define yourself. You must do those things and you must own yourself. When you own yourself, you can't be counseled for what you've done or for what you're doing because you own it. And you can sit in the fire of constructive, loving criticism when you have transgressed. When you are the one who is the problem, owning yourself will allow you to sit in that space and participate in restorative justice. Owning yourself will allow you to work on yourself. When it comes to light, there are things inside of you to heal and work on. This makes you less susceptible to manipulation. It makes you taste bitter to the energy vampires. It turns off abusers. Knowing yourself, defining yourself, owning yourself. That will protect you in more ways. That will guide you in more ways. That will ground you in more ways than you could ever imagine. Know yourself. Define yourself. Own yourself. Or somebody else will. If you made it to the end of this video, gold star for you. I didn't want to take up all of your time. I just want to take up a little bit of your time, and I've done that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time and your attention. That, my friend, is valuable currency. I absolutely appreciate and adore you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just in case no one has told you today, you are valuable. Yes, you are. And you don't got to qualify it. You're not valuable because you do a certain thing. You're not valuable because you have a certain thing. You're valuable because you're you. Because you showed up on this planet one day. Because you're here. You're valuable. So thank you for the gift of you. Now, you know the drill. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling any of this, if you're feeling any of me, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notifications bell so you can keep up with all my shenanigans and happenings and all that good stuff. Shenanigans and happenings and all that good stuff. Now, you have yourself a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, a good middle of the night whenever you encounter this. Have a good second, a good minute, a good moment, a good hour, a good week, a good month, a good year, a good decade, a good life. Blessings on blessings to you and yours. God, Goddess, ancestors, creator, guardian angels, spirit, animal allies, deities that follow my lineage, Loa, Orisha, all of the holy beings willing, I'm gonna see you in the next video. I love you. I live you. Thank you. Peace.